Welcome back to our Saints 2025 Draft Preview Show alongside John Hendrix. I'm Erin Summers. We are moving into day 3. We're at Saturday, and this is a fun day because there's picks flying everywhere. There's a lot of calls that are being made, and people are moving to get players that have made it to day 3 that they want. So Saints have 2 picks in the 4th round, 112 and 131. Who do you think they may pick first?
Well, one of the areas we haven't talked about is edge rusher, and so I really like David Walker from Central Arkansas. I think he's somebody that you can look at. He's made a name for himself at the Senior Bowl. A lot of questions of whether he could stack up to the pro level talent, and I think he's somebody that absolutely answered that. I really like how he's able to go Gunnar Helm from Texas as a tight end. Tight end rich draft. I feel like they can go into day 3. This is a prime example of getting somebody that could be available to help improve. RJ Harvey, a running back from UCF. He's somebody else that I think has got some elusive skills. He's great running the ball. He can catch. He could do a little bit of everything, and that's something obviously Kellen Moore could use in this offense.
And then pick 131. Does it change at all?
I think there's some things that you can look at. I mean, if you don't get the edge there, you could get another edge, a Josiah Stewart, or if you go to linebacker, Cody Simon from Ohio State, I think that's another one to look at. Whether you look at wide receiver, that's another area that you can see. But I think there's a variety of ways, a variety of prospects, and this is where you kind of flex on when it comes to scouting is you find the guys, those diamonds in the rough, somebody who's going to be able to compete for a spot on the roster. And in the 4th round, there's still a chance. You're looking at 6 picks within the top 150. You can come away with somebody who's going to start for you.
And you're looking at players that are versatile, that can do more, maybe on special teams, that they are interested in at least trying to make the field in some way, and will get out there on the field with Phil Galliano now as your special teams coordinator. Moving into the 6th round, the Saints have the 184th pick, and this is around the time last season when they moved up to get quarterback Spencer Rattler. So, do they take a quarterback again this year?
Quarterback is a possibility. I think when you look at it, offensive skill position, Elijah Badger from Florida, wide receiver, explosive. I think he's somebody very underrated in this draft. I think he could go higher than round 5 potentially. But look, I think when you talk about Phil Galliano, special teams, somebody who can return kicks, do a little bit of everything. Bashil Tootin from Virginia Tech, a running back, somebody else that I really do like that has a lot of upside. And so I think what you're looking at is a lot of players here in that cloud where it just depends on where the vision is for the player. And I think the Saints will have that vision established for the player that they draft. But of course, special teamers, guys who are going to come in. But quarterback, I think they got a guy that they might be looking at earlier in the draft.
Okay, so we're going quarterback, but earlier in the draft
I'd say
for
so.
you.
I'd say so.
7th round, 2 more picks here, 248 and 254. In a lot of the mock drafts, in these positions, these picks for the Saints, it's been all about offensive line depth.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different ones. There's projects, right? Essa Poole from Washington. That's one that's at Washington State. I think he's somebody that you can kind of look at, obviously. Joe Huber from Wisconsin, some of these are like real projects, right? When you take them and you look at the draft selection. And so I think here, you can also get a little bit creative. You can find the small school guys, right? Like a Carter Runyon from Towson, a tight end. I think he's somebody that's extremely fascinating as a prospect. But really, that's where they got Josiah Zerum last year in the day 3 late. I mean, I think that's what you look at. And some of these guys, you got to fill out your practice squad too, but they're going to compete. They're going to work their tail off in OTAs, mini camp, and obviously training camp. So they're fighting for a spot.
And then as soon as the draft is over, there's still phone calls to be made because there are a lot of undrafted free agents that you can go after as well. And that's where the Saints have notoriously hit home runs, and most notably wide receiver Rashid Shaheed of late was one of those players. So 9 picks in the draft for the Saints. Do they make it through the draft with all 9?
No, I don't think so. No, I mean, I'd be surprised. I think you could at least take those picks within the top 50, and then anything after that, we'll see what happens. But look, if they come away with 6, 7 picks and that, I'd probably say that's a little bit high for them. But look, they need a lot for this team to be able to compete and such. But, I'd be really, really surprised if they have more than 9 picks or they make all 9 picks.
Well, this is the first big step to the offseason workouts, OTAs. We'll get the rookies here for rookie mini camp, and then training camp is right around the corner. What are your early expectations for the Saints this year?
I mean, it's exciting, right? I think when you look at it, it's a new direction, new coaching staff. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be excited, and I think fans are waiting for that, right? There's a lot of excitement building. They've brought in a lot of leadership. You know, they've kept core intact, guys like Cam Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis, all of those guys, while adding to the team, you know, and so I believe that for Saints fans, they're looking for this to be the breakthrough year. They're looking for Kellen Moore to come out swinging and to change the face of this franchise.
Well, I can attest to the fact that the players have been back at the facility. They are getting to work already, and the coaching staff is here as well. So a lot of exciting things ahead. It all starts Thursday night when the draft takes place, April 24th. 25th is rounds 2 and 3, and then Saturday wraps everything up, day 3 of the NFL draft with rounds 4 through 7. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Saints 2025 Draft Preview Show. For John Hendrix, I'm Erin Summers. Enjoy the draft, and we'll see you with the Saints Recap Show after it's all done.